And we're going to start today either sitting on our heels or you can sit in a comfortable seat, just crisscross applesauce style, whichever feels a little bit more comfortable. Totally up to you. And just start to lengthen through your spine wherever you're at as you start to notice your inhales and exhales. Moving the breath rounds in and out through the nose. And as you breathe, start to lengthen out your inhales and your exhales. Breathing in deep, filling the chest and the belly as you breathe in through the nose. And letting it all out and deflate the body as you exhale. Keep the spine nice and long. And just let go of any distractions as you breathe out. Letting any stresses from the day go. Stresses about the cold and the rain. Just let it all go and come into this here and now. Just let your hands hang out in a comfortable spot. And as you breathe, start to find some harmony on the lengths of the inhales and the exhales. Breathing in, counting in. Breathing out, trying to match the length of that count. So we've moved on to a new month here, new theme. Moving away from our balance theme and into a more shoulder-focused theme for the month. The top of your next inhale, let's take a slight pause. And exhale fully out through the chest and the belly, taking a slight pause at the bottom of your exhale. Inhaling in on the long side of that rectangular shape of your breath. Slight pause at the top of the inhale. Breathing out on the long side of the rectangle. And following that rectangular shape for a few more breath rounds as we settle in here today. One last big inhale in here together. All through the nose, filling up that chest and belly. And then through the mouth, exhale it all out, lion's breath. Deep in through the nose, really filling that chest and belly. Through the mouth, let it all go. Let's go ahead and open your arms. Open your eyes. Great start here. And on your next inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead. Fingertips to the sky, keeping that length through the spine. Nice tone in the belly. And then as you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms, keeping the arm or the spine nice and straight here. Inhale the arms back up overhead. And then exhale, cactus the arms, drawing the shoulder blades in together as much as you can. Straighten the arms out to the side, making a T shape. And then bring your arms behind you and back, extending backwards as much as you can with your arms. Palms should be facing in towards each other. Keep the spine nice and long here. Take an exhale here. And then on your inhale, I want you to bring your palms out to the turn out to the outside edge of the mat. And then exhale, turn the palms back in to face each other, lifting the pinky edge of the finger up as high as you can behind you, really drawing the shoulder blades in together. Keep that extension and turn the palms back out to face the outside. Drawing those shoulder blades in together, keeping that spine nice and long. Exhale, turn the palms back to face each other, bring the hands together, interlacing the fingers behind your back. On your next inhale, let's draw our shoulder blades together, broadening through the chest, and start to pull the hands away from the seat as far as you can here, taking the entire inhale. And then as you exhale, just do a slight back bend. Maybe bringing the gaze up to the sky, keeping the hands drawing away from the seat as much as you can. Nice big inhale in. And then as you exhale, let's hinge and fold forward, bringing your palms to the ground in front of you. Nice forward fold here, coming into a child's-like position. Deep breath in to fill the back of the chest. Deep breath out, let the chest fall down to the floor. Let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders and make our way to a tabletop all four positions here. Spread the fingertips nice and wide, entire palm on the ground. We'll start with a few little circles to start out here. Drawing circles around your wrist with your shoulders. Keeping the belly toned as you do this here, and then your hips come along for the ride. And then let's switch directions. Keeping the inhales and exhales moving through the nose here. And come back to a neutral spine. We're going to make our way through some cat-cows. So inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lifting the tailbone, broadening through the chest. Chin comes up last. And then exhale, we're going to tuck the chin first, round through the upper back. Round through the lower back, and finally tuck the tailbone in. Inhale, bring that tailbone up, dropping the belly down, broadening through the chest, lifting the chin up. Exhale, we're going to drop the chin down, round through the top back, the mid back, the low back, and finally tucking the tailbone in. Continue rolling up and down the spine on your own breath rounds here for a couple more cat-cows. Getting the spine warmed up, shoulders warmed up. Just keep those long inhales and exhales moving through the nose. Let's do one more together here. Inhaling to drop that belly, lifting the tailbone, broaden through the chest, lifting the chin, and we're going to hold for an exhale. One more big inhale in. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck the chin, round the spine, round the low back, tuck the tailbone, and hold here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's make our way back to a neutral spine. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our left arm forward and up, our right leg up and back, keeping our belly nice and toned. Exhale, bring the hand and the foot back down. Inhale the right arm up, left leg back. Exhale it down. Left arm forward, right leg back on your next inhale. Keep that belly nice and toned. Exhale it down. Right side, right arm, left leg. Exhale down. One more time on the left side with the left arm, right leg back, and we're going to hold here, toning the belly. Maybe trying to tuck the tailbone if you can a little bit. Really lift that back leg up, engaging the glutes, engaging the hamstrings. And on your next exhale, bring the hand and knee back down. Right arm goes up, left leg goes up and back. We'll hold here, keeping that belly nice and toned. Really lift that arm up, trying to draw it up as high as you can into that flexion. Engage the glutes, engage the hamstrings. One more big inhale in. Exhale, bring the hand and knee to the floor. Depending on where you're at on the mat, go ahead and walk your hands forward or walk your knees back so that your arms go long. We're coming to puppy pose, so hips will be over the knees, arms will be long with the palms down, forehead comes down to the mat, and the elbows stay up off the floor. Nice deep inhales and exhales here. Trying to keep those breath rounds moving through the nose. At the very least, keeping the inhales through the nose, exhales through the mouth. Let's go ahead and walk our shoulders back underneath our hands back underneath our shoulders. Let's do a nice cat-cow here just to balance it out. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, rounding the spine. Keep the right arm underneath the right shoulder. We're going to lift the left arm up and out in front of us. And then bring the outside edge of your left arm down to the mat, long in front of you, and your left ear down to the mat. And now you can stay here, or if you can join me in some additional little shoulder movements here. So you can bring the right arm up overhead, bend the elbow, and place the top of your right hand on the top of the mid-back. And now you're welcome to stay here, or you can bend the left elbow, bring it to the top of the back, and start to walk the fingertips together and come into a bit of a bind here, if that is available to you. If any of this feels uncomfortable, come out of it and come to the previous position that we were in. So keep that left arm long in front of you, or just keep that right arm bent behind the back. I mean, you can just keep them bent towards each other and not try to do the bind, whatever works here, whatever's comfortable. One last big inhale in. As you exhale, let the left arm go back long in front of you. Bring the right hand underneath the shoulder. Press into your right hand and bring the left arm back underneath the left shoulder. Inhale the right arm in front of you as far as you can, really reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, bring the outside edge of your right hand down to the mat. Right elbow goes down, right ear goes down. And then, of course, you can stay here if this is enough of a stretch for you. Or you can bring that left arm up overhead, turn it open to the left, bend the left elbow and bring it to the mid-back or even up to the upper back if you can reach. And then bend the right elbow, bringing the fingertips to the top of the back. And then you can stay there if you want to, or you can start walking the fingertips to meet each other, coming into a bind here. Wherever you're at, try to keep the hips over the knees. And try to keep those breath rounds through the nose. One last big inhale in. And as you exhale, unwind, bringing the left arm back underneath the left shoulder. Coming back up to your tabletop position. Inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chin up. Exhale, we're going to come to a child's pose or quasi-child's pose, wherever your knees are at. Doesn't really matter too much. Inhale, we're going to come back up through, all the way through to a cow. And exhale, come to a neutral spine. On the next inhale, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, make your way to a plank pose. And Johnny, we're going to hold it here for 10 minutes. I'm kidding, we're not. Nice big inhale in here. And as you exhale, I want you to take the entire exhale to bend your elbows and come all the way down to the floor, trying to meet your forehead and your belly at the same time. Untuck the toes and bring the arms long down by your side. Palms are going to be facing down towards the floor. And on your inhale, we're going to lift the head and torso up towards the sky. Try to press through the tops of the feet. And exhale it down. This time we're going to inhale the torso, arms, and head up. Drawing the shoulder blades together, really lifting the backs of the hands up as high as you can. Exhale it down. This time we're going to lift everything up, including the feet and the legs. So inhale, torso, head, arms, feet to come up. And hold here for an exhale. Inhale, really draw the shoulder blades in together, lifting the backs of the hands up maybe a little bit further. And exhale it out here. One last big inhale in, and then as you exhale, bring the hands underneath the forehead, stacking the palms on top of each other. And rock back and forth with your head on top of your palms for a couple breath rounds. Bring the arms out long in front of us here. Kind of like a Superman style pose. So the outside edges of the hands are on the ground. Palms are facing in towards each other. We're going to do a little bit of mobility work with our shoulders here. So on your inhale, you're going to start to press the outside edges of your hands into the floor, starting off at about 50% effort or so. And then start to ramp up that pressure and really start to press in more and more into the floor with your hands. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. And now try to keep the rest of the body still. So engage the belly, the legs, and then lift the arms up towards the sky as high as you can. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Bring the outsides of the hands down to the mat and press into the floor, this time with most all of your might. Really pressing in, holding it in for 3, 2, 1. And then lift the arms up towards the sky with all of your might here. Trying to keep them up as high as you can. Holding it in for 3, 2, 1. Bring the arms to the sides of the body. Palms facing down. And take a breath in. And a breath out. So that was a little shoulder flexion mobility that we worked on there. So this time we're going to do a little shoulder extension mobility work. So on your next inhale, start to press your palms into the floor, starting at about a 50% effort or so, and then ramping it up, really pressing in as much as you can, holding it for 3, 2, 1. And now start to lift the back of the hands up towards the sky, drawing the shoulder blades together. And once you get to your highest point, we're going to hold here, keeping everything engaged for 3, 2, 1. Release the palms back down to the floor. And then press into the floor with the palms of the hands. All of your might this time. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Lift the backs of the hands up towards the sky. Lifting up as high as you can, really drawing those shoulder blades in together, broadening through the chest, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands underneath the forehead. Rock back and forth with the forehead on top of the hands. And breathe for a couple breath rounds. Bring your hand underneath the shoulders here. Tuck the toes and press your way up to a tabletop. Bring the knees to the outside edge of the mat. Untuck the toes. Child's pose. Make our way back to a tabletop position here. Knees come back underneath the hips. Take a nice big inhale as you tuck your toes, and as you exhale, lift your knees up, making your way to a plank pose. Get a nice strong plank going here. Engage the belly. Press through the palms of the hands, maybe even curl the fingers a little bit here. Lift the backs of the knees up towards the sky. One last inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to bring all of our weight into the left hand as we roll onto the left side of the foot, of the left foot, turning it into a side plank, bringing the right arm overhead. If you need a little bit of support here, you can bring the right toes down to the mat in front of you, bending the right knee. Holding it here for 3. Lift that right hip up towards the sky. 2, really engage the belly. 1, roll back onto the tippy toes. Bring all your weight into your right hand. Roll off to the right. Open to the left, rolling onto the outside edge of the right foot. And again, you can bring that left toe and foot in front of the right thigh if you need to here. Holding it here for 3. Lift that left hip up towards the sky. 2, 1. Bring that hand back down. Come back to a plank pose. Inhale to shift your weight forward. Exhale, push back to a downward facing dog. Inhale back to a plank pose here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out your feet here a little bit. Opening up the calves, the hamstrings. And then make your way back to a neutral downward facing dog. Spread the fingertips wide and really push your torso and head down towards the floor as you lift the seat up and back behind you in your down dog. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's totally fine. We'll work towards straightening the legs, but the focus here is a nice long spine. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. And as you exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale, bring the left fingertips to the ground, bending into the left knee, keeping the right leg strong and straight as you bring the right arm overhead. Exhale here. Nice big inhale in. And then exhale, bring the right fingertips down as you bend deep into the right knee, bringing the left arm up overhead, straightening the left leg. Nice big inhale in. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way up to your tippy toes. Exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. Inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms up overhead, coming onto the tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold, bend your knees, belly to thighs. Half lift is on your inhale. Exhale, frame your front foot, step back to plank. Move through Vinyasa, shifting your weight forward on your inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga or to the ground. Inhale, Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look at the front of your mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is coming on that inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming all the way to those tippy toes. Exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. Sweeping the arms up overhead again, coming onto the tippy toes. Exhale, this time we're coming to chair pose. So heels down, seat down, bending the knees. And keep the arms nice and high here. Gaze should be just at the front of the mat. Keeping a nice long spine. Maybe you tuck the tailbone just a tad. One more big inhale here. Exhale, fold, framing your front foot. Step or float back to plank. Moving through Vinyasa on your breath rounds. Or meeting me in the down dog land. Inhale your right foot up and back behind you, really reaching through the foot, trying to curl that right hip down a little bit, keeping them level. Exhale through, low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up, come into your warrior one position. Exhale, settle into your hips just a tad more. Square your shoulders to the front of the mat. Keep the shoulders nice and engaged, but drawing down the back. And if that makes you come out to a little bit more of a Y shape with your arms, that's totally fine. Nice big inhale in. Exhale, hinge over your front leg, frame your front foot. Step back to plank, moving through your Vinyasa. Or you can always meet me in down dog. And skip the Vinyasa. That's the invitation there. Inhale your left foot up and back behind you this time, really reaching through the heel or the toes. Exhale through, low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up, come into your warrior one on this side. Exhale, settle into the hips, squaring those shoulders to the front of the room, and then letting the shoulders draw down the back. Press through the outside edge of your back foot. Nice deep inhale in here. Exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold over that front foot. Step back to a plank pose. Move through your Vinyasa or meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. And as you exhale, you're gonna step or float to meet your hands in that forward fold. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale to a chair pose. Seat goes down and back behind you, bending the knees, lifting the arms up, nice and straight. One more big inhale. Exhale, come to standing, arms by your side. Nice deep inhale in here. Deep exhale out. So from our Tadasana here, we're going to do just a few little shoulder blade cars, which are controlled articular rotations. So we're going to try to isolate just the movement of the shoulder blades here. So let's engage the entire body, really try to press through the outsides of the feet here, engaging the glutes, the hamstrings, the thighs, the belly. Then keep the arms down by your side. And we're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then draw the shoulder blades together. Draw the shoulders blades down the back, keeping them together. And then separate the shoulder blades away from each other as much as you can, rolling the shoulder heads in towards each other. Keeping the shoulder blades away from each other, draw them up towards your ears. And then once they're up at your ears, draw the shoulder blades together, draw them down the back, and then separate the shoulders away from each other, protracting the shoulders. Inhale them up towards the ears, draw them towards each other, retracting the shoulder blades. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Switching directions here, keep the shoulder blades in together, and then draw them up towards your ears. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other, rounding the shoulder heads in towards each other. Exhale, keep them away from each other, but draw them down the back. And then draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Bring them up towards your ears. And then separate the shoulders away from each other. And then draw them down the back. Come back to neutral shoulder blades here. Maybe shake it out a little bit. By the way, that's a great thing to do just like during the day at your computer or your desk or anything. Just do those little shoulder blade cars, trying to get that full movement of the shoulders. It's really, really good neutralizer if you're doing a lot of computer work. All right, so we're going to take a turn to the right side of our mat. Take a nice wide step out. Toes are at an angle. And then we're going to bring our hands to heart center and start to bend the knees and bring the seat down behind you, coming into our goddess pose. Bring our cactus arms out here. So draw the shoulder blades together. Elbows are at a 90-degree angle. Palms are facing forward. Exhale it out. Maybe the seat goes down a little bit more. And then your next inhale, maybe you come up onto those tippy toes. This is optional, you don't have to. You can stay with the feet down flat. Just try to keep the spine as long as you can here. One more big inhale. And then as you exhale, let's bring the heels down and the palms onto the tops of the thighs with the wrists on the inside of the thighs. Start to rock back and forth, bending deep into one leg, straightening the other. And come back to center. And on your next inhale, you're going to straighten the legs, bring the arms up overhead, shift the heels so that they're behind the toes, making our way to our pyramid pose. Exhale, bring the arms behind the back and interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale to broaden through the shoulders, shoulder blades together, draw the hands away from the seat. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips, trying to keep the spine nice and long. And then you can round the back and just try to get those hands up as high towards the sky as you can here. One last big inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat or fingertips, whatever's available to you here. Inhale, we're going to sweep the right arm up overhead, turning open to the right. Exhale, bring the right hand or fingertips down to the mat. Inhale the left arm up overhead. And exhale it down. Inhale back up with the right. And exhale it down. Last time on the left, bringing the left arm up overhead. And exhale down. Start to walk your hands towards the front of the mat as you turn your left toes to the front of the mat and turn your right toes at an angle and bend into your right knee as you bring your torso up overhead, coming to a warrior one position. Nice big inhale in. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge forward, fly your arms, and really lift your arms up as high as you can back behind you, drawing those shoulder blades together. Inhale the arms back up, torso back up. Exhale, hinge and fly. Inhale it back up. And then keep the torso up and exhale, bring the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Inhale into broaden through the shoulders. Draw the hands away from the seat. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge and humble your warrior. So your torso goes over your left leg, or maybe it goes even on the inside of your left leg. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale. One more deep inhale in. Exhale, you're going to frame your front foot. Start to walk your hands back to the right side of your mat, turning your left toes to the side of the mat, turn your right toes to the back of the mat, and then turn the left toes in at an angle, bend into your right leg as you frame that right foot towards the back of the mat. Inhale, rise up, come into a warrior one. Exhale, you're going to hinge and fly to the back of the mat this time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge and fly. Really lift those arms up as high as you can, drawing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, keep the torso up and bring the hands behind the seat, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, draw the hands away from the seat as you broaden through the chest. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge and humble our warrior, bringing the torso over the right leg or on the inside of the right leg. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. One more big inhale and exhale. Release your hands, frame your front foot. Walk your hands back to the side of the mat. And the right toes to go back to the right side of the mat. Left toes go back to the left side of the mat. Hands come to your hips. And then hinge back up on your next inhale, trying to keep the spine nice and long. Heel toe the feet back in together. And let's just stay at the side of the mat here, actually. Feet are going to be about hips width distance apart. And we're going to come into a chair pose here, but I'm going to try something. Try a new cue and see how it lands. And what we're going to do with our feet to help engage our feet and our hips a little bit more is think about screwing your feet into the mat, but screwing them both to the outside edge. So you're kind of like really pressing into the outsides of the feet as you screw them into the ground. Start to bend into the legs as you bring your arms overhead and your seat down and back behind you. So your big toe and the ball mound of your big toes are doing very little effort here. It's really most of your weight is on the outsides of the legs here, outsides of the feet. One more big inhale here. And exhale, maybe settle in a little bit more into the hips and the seat. Nice big inhale in. And as you exhale, we're going to come to standing Tadasana facing the side of the mat. Take a nice step out again here. We're going to make our way to a pyramid pose. So inhale, bring the arms overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to turn the left toe, let's do backside. Right toes to the back of the mat. Left toes come in a little bit. Arms are up overhead, bending into the right leg. Exhale, open up to a warrior two. Inhale, we're going to reach forward as far as you can. Exhale, bring your forearm down to the thigh. Left arm goes overhead. Or maybe you bring those fingertips to the floor, coming into the extended side angle of your choice here. Your fingertips are on the floor. You have an option to bind here now. So you bring your left arm behind your back, placing it near the right pocket, and then bring your right arm underneath your right leg, and then grab for the fingertips. and bind the hands together. If you have this bind, really draw the left shoulder up towards the sky, rolling it up and back. Holding in for 3, 2, 1. Release your bind, straighten your right leg as you bring your arms overhead, toes back to the side of the mat, pyramid pose. And then turn the left toes to the front of the mat, right toes in at an angle, making your way to your warrior 1 to the front of the mat, bending into that left knee. Nice big inhale in, and then open up to a warrior 2. Inhale, shift your weight forward as far as you can. Exhale, extended side angle on this time, bringing the right arm up overhead, left forearm to left thigh, or left fingertips to the floor, or a block. And then you have the option to bind again here as well. So bring the right arm behind the back, bending the elbow, tucking the left finger or right fingertips into the left pocket, and then bring the left arm under the left leg, and find a spot for the fingertips to clasp here. Once you've got your bind, don't just hang out here. Really draw that right shoulder up towards the sky and roll it back. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release, starting to rise up, straightening the legs, toes to the side of the mat. And then we're going to heel toe the feet in together and have the heels in about hips width distance apart. Toes are out at an angle. Arms are still overhead, palms together. And then we're going to bring the hands to heart center as you bend into your legs, coming towards a Malasana pose as you bring the seat all the way down towards the floor. Triceps or elbows on the insides of the knees. Nice work, everybody. Couple breath rounds here. Feel free to kind of rock back and forth if you want to, or stay in your neutral position, your choice. And we're going to bring our hands to the floor in front of our feet, and then draw the seat up a bit here, and come up onto your tippy toes, and then bring your shins to the tops of or to the triceps here. We're not going to go into crow today. We're just going to kind of get a feel for things a little bit. Just stay on the tippy toes, maybe go back and forth to see how this feels. If you want to go into crow, you're more than welcome, but it's not part of it today. I'm going to do one more big inhale. Bring the heels down. Straighten the legs, toes go behind the wrist, knees are bent, belly to thighs, forward fold. Ragdoll your arms, grabbing opposite elbows. Release your elbows, take a nice big inhale to lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, come to standing. And as you exhale, turn back towards the front of your mat. Arms by your side. Make your way to the floor, knees to the outside edge of the mat. Toes together, child's pose. Start to walk your hands to the left side of the mat as far as you can. Getting a nice stretch through the right side of the body. Walk our hands back to center. And then off to the right. Getting that nice stretch through the left side of the body. Bring our hands back to center here. Back underneath the shoulders, make your way up to a tabletop position. Sweep your feet around, bring your legs out long in front of you. Arms by your side here, fingertips on the ground. With your arms straight, so your fingertips will be out as far as you need to for your arms to be straight. On your inhale, let's reach through the crown of the head, draw the toes back towards the shin. Exhaling here. Dandasana. Nice deep inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale, we're going to sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold over your legs, grabbing wherever is available, shins, ankles, or feet. And wherever that is, use the hands and the elbows to help pull your head down towards the knees. Let's come back up. Keep the right leg nice and long. Bend the left knee and bring the left leg under the right. And then stack the right leg on top of the left as you bend the right knee so that the tops of the feet are on the ground next to your hips. And then inhale, we're going to bring the left arm up overhead. And then the right arm is going to come behind the back. Bend the elbows. And if you can grab your fingertips, that's great. If not, you can just place it wherever they fall. I forgot to say you needed a strap or a strap-like device today. My bad. Blame that one on me. One more big inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and unwind the arms, unwind the legs. And this time the right leg goes under the left, stacking the left knee on top of the right. Right arm goes over. Also, let's arrive here first. Making sure you're set with your feet and your knees and legs. And then bring the right arm up overhead and left arm behind the back. And then bend the elbows in towards each other. And maybe you walk your fingertips to meet and come into that clasping position, or just let them lay where they are. And just try to draw the shoulders away or the elbows away from each other. Breath rounds can move back to the nose now if they haven't already. And lengthen out those inhales and exhales. Do one last deep inhale in. And as you exhale, start to unwind the arms, unwind the legs. Make your way all the way to the back. With the knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. Let's bend our elbows and bring the elbows right next to the hips, right next to the chest here and the ribs. Walk the heels back towards the glutes as much as you can. Fingertips should be facing the sky here. Palms together towards each other. And a couple bridge poses here. Inhale to roll up the spine, starting to the tailbone, the seat, the low back, mid back, and finally the upper back. Exhale, rolling down the spine, into the mid back, low back, seat, and then finally the tailbone. Roll back up the spine, taking that entire inhale and trying to go one vertebrae at a time. And exhale back down and trying to go one vertebrae at a time again. One last time, we're gonna roll up the spine. And then this time we're gonna hold. So you can tuck the shoulders under the back a little bit more here to help get the seat and hips up towards the sky more. You can bring your hands under your seat and interlace your fingers. Really press up, bringing those hips up and the belly up towards the sky. Notice your knees are kind of splaying out here and try to draw the knees together so that they're about hips width distance apart. One more big inhale. Then exhale, release the hands and slowly going down the spine. Bring the seat back down to the floor. Pull both knees into the chest here, giving yourself a nice big hug. And keep the feet off the ground. Knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. So the feet are facing towards the floor, with the soles of the feet. Let's bring our arms out to a T here. Take an inhale in. And as you exhale, bring both legs off to the left. Coming down as far as is comfortable for your body. Maybe that's all the way down with your left leg. Maybe it's not quite. A couple breath rounds here. Arms are out at your side in a T shape. Palms should be facing up on this one. And let's come back up to center here. And then this time, let's place the palms on the floor, getting a little bit different rotation with our shoulders. And then let the knees go off to the right. Maybe bringing the right leg all the way down and stacking the left leg on top. A couple breath rounds here. Inhale, let's come back up. Pull both knees into the chest here. Take any final movements that feel good for the body. Maybe a little happy baby pose, maybe a little plow pose, maybe whatever else feels good for you. Dealer's choice. And then whenever you're ready, make your way to your final resting pose of Shavasana. Setting yourself up with care. Bringing the legs long in front of you. Arms by your side, palms facing up. Let the eyes soften and maybe shut. Maybe tucking those shoulder blades down the back. Whatever you need to do to really let your body melt into the mat for these final few moments of rest. Let your jaw relax. And the tongue can fall away from the roof of the mouth. Move the space around your eyes. And just breathe normally here. As you relax and melt into the mat below you, letting go of that. Start to notice your breath again. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. And start to bring some small movements back to the body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. And stretching your arms out all the way from your fingertips to your toes, bringing the arms overhead. Bend one knee in at a time as you roll off onto your favorite side, making a pillow with your bottom arm. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, letting it all go. When you're ready, press your way up to a comfortable seat. And once you've arrived, just take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice any changes in your body or your breath. And take a moment of appreciation for your time spent on the mat today. Bring our hands to heart center. Thanks everyone for showing up on this Wednesday evening, sharing your practice, sharing your light. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it.